Okay, so I thought it would be a good idea for me to share a video of what I had to do today. So, hi, I'm Denise, and I'm making a video about currently I have an Airbnb, and I am making a video because yesterday, and I actually had this complaint before, but let me take some action, right? So yesterday I had one of my guests complain about the Wi-Fi speed. And it's a valid complaint. Here's why. The modem and router are in my basement. And so the actual Airbnb room, because I do like the shared house rental, I don't rent the whole space, I just rent one room in the house. So the Airbnb is like, if the router's in the basement, I'm in a townhouse, and so like you have the main floor and then the top floor, and so their room is on the complete opposite 2 levels up from where the router is. And so it needed to be handled. Like, he even brought his laptop to me to show me how slow the Wi-Fi speed is. I'm like, oh God, this is too technical for me. Not even really, but I'm just like, just not what I want to deal with. So I reached out to one of my friends this morning and was like, what do I need to do to, get a new router? I think I might need a new router, or maybe I need those things, like if you've been to somebody's house and they have these things in the ceiling that make it have Wi-Fi all through the house or whatever. So I thought I would have to get one of those, and I would have to get somebody to install it. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I can't have somebody complaining that they can't use Wi-Fi. Granted, my thought was, we'll just come downstairs, but I can understand the benefit of wanting to use the Wi-Fi in your room. I currently have Xfinity, and I pay for the highest speed internet, like cable. Not really. I mean, kind of, we all have gotten to that place, like, you don't really need cable anymore, but you do need Wi-Fi. I can't live without it. So I paid for the highest speed Wi-Fi and like the bottom package of cable. So the Wi-Fi speed I know is good. What was holding me up is the router. So today, one of my friends recommended that I get this Google, let me see, can you guys see this? It's like a Google thingamabob that it came with these little pods, and so it's a mesh router. I'm sure I might be the slow one here and everybody else knew about it, but if it's the difference between you having a 4-star rating and you having a 5-star rating, honey, just get the router. This Google cost me less than $300. It would have been a little more if I would have bought the, I think with the, if you get the Best Buy like protection plan, it's $30 more for 2 years, which isn't bad, but I ain't buy it. So I got the Google mesh router. Here it is. Here's one of them anyway. I'm trying to show you. So this is one of them on the main floor. A little G up there for Google. Can you see that? Let me see if I get in closer. You can see the lights on, so it's working. So it's supposed to cover up between the 3 of them. They're supposed to cover up to like almost 4,600 feet in your house, or 4,500 feet or something like that, which obviously I don't have 4,500 feet. That would be nice, but that's not my life. So you basically plug the one in your basement or wherever you have your modem. Plug the one in and plug in the modem, and then there's an app you download from Google, and it tells you, it basically walks you through setup. Like if you already have a Google account, which pretty much everybody already has a Google account, then it was like super simple to set up the app and everything. Just downloaded it from the App Store on my phone, and then I went through and set this mesh router up. And so I plugged the one in the basement where my modem is, and then I plugged one in on the main floor, and the third one I actually put in the guest room. Like, look, I'm not playing these games. You're gonna need some fast Wi-Fi. We're gonna get you some fast Wi-Fi. So I put the third one in the guest room, and then I tested the speed. So it'll take you through a test and everything, and it just basically comes back and says, hey, all good. All right then, honey, all good, thank you. And so I tested my Wi-Fi speed too, because it's got all these tests you can run using the app, and it said your Wi-Fi speed is blazing fast. You have the fastest. So I'm like, hey, shout out to Comcast Xfinity as well for my blazing fast internet. But my suggestion for anybody who's doing Airbnb would be, if you don't have something like this, to go ahead and put it in. It's worth it. You have to offer Wi-Fi in your Airbnb. There's just absolutely no way around that. Everybody's going to need it. They need to connect. They need to be able to work or whatever. If they're just surfing for games. The nice thing about this thing too is you can have like a separate guest setup, which is great for Airbnb, because I don't put them on the same Wi-Fi that I'm on, because that gives access to pretty much everything in the house, and I don't want them to have that. So you can turn things on and off. You can say you have access to this but not to that, so it's great. And so I think if you don't have something like this, my suggestion is just to go ahead and get it. It makes complete and total sense to just give people what they need. I've started doing Airbnb in June of last year, and I've consistently maintained 5 stars and Superhost the whole time. And I think it's just because, you know, you have to think about what you would like as a guest. And so I think if you really put thought into that, then something like this makes sense. So my suggestion, if you don't have it, if you're thinking about doing Airbnb, go ahead and get the product. And I'm pushing this Google product. It's been a toss-up between Google and Amazon, because, oh honey, I love Amazon. So it has been a toss-up between the Google and the Alexa. But when I went online to like look at these mesh routers, this Google one came up, and then one, it was called Eero or something like that, or Eco or Eero, E-E-R-O, I think. And they were both rated really highly, but I knew I was about to run over to Best Buy and purchase it. And the Google actually was rated higher in terms of like by 0.1. But hey, 0.1 is 0.1. And it was $40 cheaper. So the Google was $279 and the Eero was $319. And I'm sure that the Eero is just as good. It might be better, who knows, but $40 cheaper. So I went ahead and purchased it. My suggestion to you is if you're going to do Airbnb, or you're going to have or if you're doing like VRBO or HomeAway, any of those kinds of things where you know people are going to need to access the internet, always pay for the highest internet, get the highest, fastest speed you can, and then invest in something like this, because this made everything easier. I think I'm getting really fast speeds, which is beneficial to me and to the guest. So that's my suggestion to you. And it was the other ones, all they do is plug in. So the first one that's connected to the modem, that one you have to plug in with the Ethernet cord. It comes with an Ethernet cord and a power cord for each of them. It only comes with one Ethernet cord because you really only need one, obviously. But the power cords for each of them, and it's pretty much the same as like with your Google phone. Obviously, see, they got me. So I have the Google charger. And so it's kind of the same kind of cords. I guess if you didn't need all of them, you could use one to charge your phone or whatever. But obviously, I needed all of mine. But I just put one on each floor, and it makes this mesh net. So, and it makes it look all cool on the graphics, on the UI. So I was like, okay, this works. So if you don't have one, get one. It's worth it for your Airbnb. And there's a million Airbnb videos out there, and I'm sure somebody has some other advice in terms of pictures and stuff. But honey, I have found that the amenities make all the difference. I don't offer like, I don't think I have the fanciest house or something like that. So maybe eventually I'll show it. But I have found amenities make all the difference. You give somebody some shampoo, honey, they life made. How much is shampoo? $1? You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving like top of the line stuff or anything, but it's just being considerate. So, I mean, I'll talk about that one day, but this really, I just wanted to share that this is something that I purchased today, and I have installed it, and I guess I can give a follow-up after the guest has kind of used it, and he can let me know like, hey, I love it, I don't love it, I hate it. So this is a repeat guest for me too. So he stayed with me before for about 3 weeks, and now he's back for a month. Like, what? Get that money. So go get the mesh router. I mean, even if you're not doing Airbnb, it's a good thing to have. I'm impressed so far, just in terms of my own personal speed, because I like to watch internet TV. So that's my suggestion. I just wanted to share that, and I'm out.